Hi friends, thanks for watching. So I just saw this on The Guardian, and I'm sure many people will be skeptical. They'll say The Guardian's fake news, but this is an interesting article from, I believe it's 2016, March 24th, by Mo Costandy. It's in the neurophilosophy science section. And the title, Genetically Engineered Magnetoprotein Remotely Controls Brain and Behavior. Now, what have we been hearing about some type of protein? Researchers in the United States have developed new methods for controlling the brain circuits associated with complex animal behaviors using genetic engineering to create a magnetized protein that activates specific groups of nerve cells from a distance. Like, who needs to control us from a distance? Who would like to do that? Not globalists. Understanding how the brain generates behavior is one of the ultimate goals of neuroscience. So they use a method called optogenetics, which enables researchers to switch populations of related neurons on or off in a millisecond by millisecond timescale with pulses of laser light. Another recently developed method called chemogenetics uses engineered proteins that are activated by designer drugs and targeted to specific cell types. The new technique developed in Ali Güler's lab, I'm not sure I'm saying the names right, so Guler, at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, and described in an advanced online publication of the journal Nature Neuroscience. This is supposedly non-invasive and supposedly reversible. So earlier studies have shown that nerve cell proteins, which are activated by heat and mechanical pressure, can be genetically engineered so they can become sensitive to radio waves and magnetic fields. What are the big magnetic fields that people are talking about right now? Sort of like 5G and your cell phone, and even your electrical fields, the electromagnetic fields of the wiring in your walls. So they're saying they can be sensitive by attaching them to an iron storing protein called ferritin. Oh, what's an iron storing protein in our body? Where do we store iron? It's in where do we have ferritin? It's in our bloodstream. And my theory about, like, so folks are talking about how some women are having reproductive issues from just being around people who have gotten the inoculation. And it's my thought that, so somebody who's gotten the inoculation, perhaps it is altering their red blood cells, our red blood cells are magnetic. And so that person who's gotten it's not an inoculation. I take that back. It's an injection, okay? Because there's no inoculant. There's no live virus in this crazy fake science of this whole horrible scam. But anyways, if they have been injected with some type of electromagnetic operating system, let's say, then their entire, maybe all the red blood cells are being altered, maybe, magnetized. And so if all of, so a 150-pound person will kind of entrain or magnetize whoever's around them, because we know that, like, if you're into body work or, alternative health, that your cells, your heart, for instance, emits a lot of frequency, measurable electromagnetic frequency. Your heart kind of affects your brain, and I can't remember the whole trajectory of how it goes, but so our electromagnetics from, let's say, our heart will actually affect the tree right next to us or the soil right next to us. And so if somebody has been injected with this electromagnetic, this artificial electromagnetic frequency, let's say, or devices that create a frequency, then it may entrain those around them that don't maybe get out in nature so much, or I don't know what, have a lower less of a frequency. Pardon me. So, anyways, I just feel like this is just so blatant and crazy, but real. And people are like, oh, inject me with an operating system. Yes, it's an operating system. Oh, yes, it's a genetic modification. Oh, it doesn't do anything to protect me. It doesn't do anything to prevent an infection, a fake infection, or a real infection. Oh, it actually makes my autoimmune system more reactive so that I will get sicker. Yeah, sure, inject me, even though it's going to make everything worse. Anyway, sorry, I'm being cynical. Anyways, it says, so this has been tested to regulate blood glucose in mice. The new technique builds on this earlier work based on a protein called TRPV4, which is sensitive to both temperature and stretching forces. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but the initial injection had to be kept at like 72 below zero. I don't know if this is, similar or whatever, but so you can read this. I just think it sounds just terrible, and I could be wrong, but they say that this is a virus. They're saying their system is a virus, and it can be injected in the brain. Okay, so this is called magnetogenetics. And so you can find more if it's still online. I mean, well, I think the satanic globalists, they have to have some type of disclosure. They have to tell us what they're going to do. For some reason, they need our consent, and a somewhat informed consent. And the thing is, now in the age of the internet, if you haven't done your research, it's your failure. If you're not listening to people, if you're just calling anybody who says anything that's slightly rocking the boat, if you're just saying, oh, that's a conspiracy theorist, then that's your error. And play stupid games, win stupid prizes, it seems to me. So anyways, we have this new field of magnetogenetics, which they admit is a system that is a virus that is supposed to be injected to the brain. And who knows if this also can be swabbed, let's say at the crib-form plate, and it manipulates memories in the brains of mice, according to neuroscientist Steve Ramirez of Harvard. So, oh my goodness, Lord, return soon. I mean, I know we're supposed to be strong enough to handle this, but this is just not, it's just unbearable. I mean, and I know it's got to get probably a million times worse, but just wanted to share the latest. And somebody was saying that not all of the injections have the live whatever it is that's at issue. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of vaccine injuries and deaths being reported. So it seems like a lot of people are getting sick, but it's being suppressed, that's for sure. The people that I know who are injected, so far they seem to be okay. Maybe, I mean, and they want everybody else to be injected, which is really just ridiculous. If you think that the injection is going to protect you from some stupid fake ghost disease, Why does everybody else have to join you? You know, it's sort of like you want everybody else to smoke cigarettes. You want everybody else to eat junk food. You want everybody else to jump off the bridge. But anyways, what I just read today is 80% of the injections don't have the whatever thing that's making people sick. And they say only 20% of people do. But it seems like there's a huge amount of people, pardon me, who are who are having a bad reaction. So I don't know what to believe. I mean, I do think some people definitely seem to have gotten a saline because people that I know are having no reaction or very little reaction, even though they have comorbidities. And I would think that, you know, it would be really bad. But maybe prayer is working. Maybe somehow they've been spared the culling of the population. But I mean, I did read today that 20% has the full force of the operating system poison, 80% doesn't. But I think I mean, it's my opinion that 25% is the saline and 75% is the full force of the whatever poison they're trying to put out. Because it just seems like if anybody does have a reaction to the injection, people are so in Stockholm syndrome, they will take that injection and blame it on something else, even if they die right the next second. So um, it seems to me globalists don't even have to pace it out. You know, it seems like if the globalists pace it out, you know what? They're wasting time because people are so stupid. They're so willing to sacrifice themselves. And I'm like, what? Like, is your life so worthless you are throwing it away? You know, is your child's life so worthless? Is your spouse's life so worthless? Are your parents' life and your friend's life and coworkers and your community's life, is everybody's life so worthless to you that it's okay to die like this? It's okay for people to just I mean, and apparently that is so because that's what this lockdown has proved that nobody's life matters to anybody unless it's a virtual signaling, social justice, fake thing, politically correct nonsense. Then that's the only thing that matters, it seems to people, except for a handful of people who are willing to do the work and who have the energy. So, anyways, what do you think? I mean, I'm hoping the rapture happens because I don't have the energy to deal with this, and I barely have the mental clarity to pray um, to Almighty God. So anyway, um, thanks for watching and sharing your thoughts.